right, I am absolutely fuming about this Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury fight. And I know and I hope I am not the only one, because I think some of you guys are also in the same boat as me, because I am thinking, what is the deal with this fight? Is this fight going to happen? Is this fight not going to happen? Is it happening at Wembley in London? Is it happening in New York? Is it happening in, the Madison Square Garden? It is happening in Las Vegas. Like, where is this fight happening? Because there is so much going on about this fight that it is getting absolutely ridiculous. Like, it is really getting ridiculous, because nobody, including the promoters, know exactly what is happening with this fight. And Eddie Hearn recently gave an update about what he believes is happening with this fight and where he thinks this fight is going to happen. So let's have a listen to what Eddie Hearn said in this interview, and then we can talk about this further. Have a listen to this.
The current update is everybody wants to do the fight in New York, apart from Anthony Joshua and me. We're under a huge amount of pressure, and we're being told by Turki Al-Sheikh and those guys, look, Netflix particularly, they really want to do the fight in the US. And it's almost like not a please, Eddie, but like, we're partners, we're paying a lot of money. Come on, you have to kind of understand that we need to put the fight in where we feel is commercially the best place. I don't agree with their arguments, but I'm not paying the money. Do you know what I mean? But we wouldn't have signed the contract if the fight was in America.
Yeah.
So we have to have a discussion around that. Then you've got, Nick Hearn phoned me up from TKO and Zuffa, so I was saying, come on, can we be involved? And I'm like, what? Why? Why would I let you be involved? Well, we think we can make the fight bigger and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, like, if you tell me some reasons why I should let you be involved in it, are you going to let me be involved in the next Conor McGregor fight in the UFC? No, of course not. So what? But I'm also not like stubborn enough just to go, no, like, I'll listen. But, the other day they kind of wrote to us, said, just to let you know, we'd like to announce the fight for New York. I said, no. I said, you can't. Like, and by the way, there might even be a situation where they go for it and do announce it. And you'll probably see me coming out quite quickly and say, no fight. Because I promise you, if they announce that fight without an agreement in place to change the venue, there will be no fight.
Yeah.
And we ain't bluffing.
Look, it's just an absolute mess over there, because I don't think that anybody knows exactly what they're doing when it comes to this fight. The easiest thing, and the thing that everybody's expecting to happen, is to put this fight on in London at Wembley and just make it happen. But these guys are pissing around. Today it is Las Vegas, tomorrow is New York, and then it's London again. Because last time I reported that Turki Al-Sheikh had a conversation with Sadiq Khan, the London mayor, which was a conversation about putting the fight on at 4 a.m. in the morning in the UK. And then now, all of a sudden, the fight is going to take place in New York at the Madison Square Garden. It is an absolute clown show. And look, there's nothing wrong with big fights taking place in other countries. I think boxing has gone away from that principle, because we had a lot of fights back in the days, in the 70s and 80s, which happened in different continents, in different countries, and it brought boxing to the biggest stage possible. But Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury is not that type of fight. And the reason why I say it's not that type of fight is because the conversation isn't about we're putting the fight at a place where, a lot of people will be excited about it. The conversation behind the fight is that we want to put a fight in the US, because that is where Netflix will get a lot of people to watch the fight. So it's all about the money. It's not about how this fight is going to be received by the audience and the people that are watching this fight. And that is the problem here. It's just about money. It's just about Netflix, and Turki Al-Sheikh and all these guys are involved. And at this point, it is getting ridiculous, because a lot of people are not very much interested in it. And especially the British boxing fans, the fans that have followed Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua's whole career, are the ones that are going to have to wait and wake up at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning to watch this fight. And it's just unfair. It is just unfair to the British boxing fans. Now, to the US audience, no disrespect, because as I said, boxing has always taken place in other countries and on other continents, and it's always helped the sport to advance, to grow, and so forth. And we've seen that in history, so it is not new, because as you can see here, the Thriller in Manila happened in the Philippines, right? Between Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier. That was a massive fight. And this was a pivotal moment in boxing history. This was one of the biggest fights that has ever been watched in boxing history. And it happened outside of the US. So, the conversation around the Thrill in Manila wasn't because they're bringing it into the Philippines because it's going to make more money. They brought it into the Philippines because, they thought that was the place that was fitting of the event, of the fight, of the momentum that they would try to build around the fight. Anthony Joshua vs Tyson Fury, it's all about money. It's all about clicks. It's all about viewership with Netflix and all these other people that are involved in this fight, right? So, as I said, no disrespect to the American fans, but that is not the conversation here. And of course, another big fight in boxing history, Muhammad Ali versus George Foreman, or let me say it right, George Foreman versus Muhammad Ali, because George Foreman was the champion then. And that happened in Kinshasa, Zaire, Africa, which is now called Congo. And this was the Rumble in the Jungle. And as you can see there, this fight was so big that everybody around the world was very much interested in watching this fight. And that's why this fight took place in Africa. And the president at that time in Zaire wanted to put this fight on because he thought it would be good for the country, for the continent, but also for boxing as a whole. Yes, they may have made a lot of money with this fight, but it was more about bringing boxing to the forefront, bringing boxing at the biggest stage possible in the world. And that is not the same for Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua. And this is where the problem is, because this fight, the whole conversation is about trying to put it in a place that satisfies Netflix. But what about the British boxing fans? What about the British public? The public that have followed Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua's whole career from the start to now. Because let's be honest, both these guys are shot to bits. Both these guys are done. Like, this fight is dragging on for too long because of the interest of the British boxing fans. If it was left for anybody else in the world, this fight would not happen. This fight is happening because the British boxing fans have interest in this fight, because the British media are still interested in this fight. And that's why there is a lot of social media push about this fight. It is not because the Americans are interested in this fight. It is not because some people in the US are interested in this fight. This fight is happening only because the British boxing fans and the British public and the British media are putting a lot of push behind this fight. So these guys should not get it wrong. And this fight has to be in the UK. It has to be at Wembley. Just one more time for the British boxing fans. And as I said, these fighters are finished. They are done. And if it was any other people and not the British boxing fans, nobody will care about this fight. Nobody will care about Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua, because those guys are not relevant in boxing at the moment. They're not. Let's be honest. Moses Itauma, Agate Kabayel, these are the guys that are now going to take the mantle and keep boxing going. Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, their days are done. That's the truth. Let's be honest. This fight does not change the landscape of boxing. Both fighters are not champions. Both fighters are not in contention for a world champion. They are just fighting for money. So this fight has no bearing on the way the heavyweight division shapes out. So what is the whole situation about? It's happening here, it's happening there. Just get the fight on, put it in Britain, let the British boxing fans enjoy it for the last time and get it over with. And as I said, it's getting ridiculous. I am getting disinterested. I'm not the only one, I think. I've seen a lot of people online making their voices known. But if you are a US boxing fan, please get in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this fight taking place in the US. Do you agree with a lot of the British boxing fans that are saying that this fight should take place in the UK? Or do you think this fight should take place in the US? Get in the comment section. And also, all you British boxing fans, please let me know what you genuinely think about this fight. Do you think that they're cheating the British boxing fans, or are they doing the right thing by the fighters and also by the promoters involved? Get in the comment section and let me know what you think about it.